hand. And the Chief of Army Staff there saying, assuring Nigerians that operation is ongoing. Yet Nigerians are asking, how long we will hear this? How long are you going to tell us that you are going to be doing something about it? That's a conversation on the Vanguard newspaper this morning. All right, just below that, we have Zamfara won't negotiate with terrorists. Who is making that statement? Is coming from the governor of Zamfara State, Governor Lawal. And the big story on the Vanguard this morning, PFIPC controversy. PFIPC controversy. Our SGF's office cleared Adeyemi for Canada summit. That story has a couple of riders. Troubling pattern of scandals now too frequent, says Atiku. Presidency can't escape accountability over Gbajabiamila's claim, says PDP. And Serap asks Akpabio Abbas to explain the 1.3 billion naira allocation to fictitious PFIPC. That's the big story on the Vanguard this morning. And a couple of other stories there. Let me just take one last one. U.S. to closely monitor 2027 polls. Congressman Really Moore says. All right, Jude, let's quickly touch on the stories this morning. Looking at the big story, PFIPC. The recent document that came out that the Office of the Secretary General of the Federation approved this fictitious council to attend a Canada summit in August 2025. Yet, the federal government is claiming that this supposed Adeyemi is fake and he forged all this. So, Nigerians are asking, how did the Office of the Secretary General of the Federation now approve a supposedly fictitious establishment?
Set that aside and ask yourself, how did a fake agency got 1.3 billion naira allocation in the budget?
Well, that's the question Serap is asking Akpabio to explain.
Budget goes through process. You allocated 1.3 billion naira for this said agency, and you are claiming that it is fake. This said agency has an office space in their secretariat, Abuja, and he said it's fake. This same said agency has met with diplomats. You know, he said Adeyemi has met with several diplomats. I mean, interface with even top government officials, and you are saying it is fake. If truly it is fake, then there is a big issue to attend to, and that is the issue of transparency in governance.
I love the fact that you pointed to transparency.
Yes, it means government can be easily infiltrated. The system can be easily infiltrated. That's what it means if you are telling us that it is fake. I mean, we are not in a banana republic. People should own up to, if this shouldn't be swept under the carpet. There is need for relevant agencies to swing into action and ensure that whoever is found culpable is meant to face the full weight of the law.
Now, speaking about relevant agency, the federal government now is taxing both the DSS, the Nigerian police, and other anti-corruption agency to investigate the matter. But here's the big crux that Nigerians are asking. This has become a case between Adeyemi and the government itself. So, are these agencies who are under the government, in quotes, the right agencies to investigate this matter, or should an independent committee or even international body be the one to investigate this?
That is the concern a lot of people are raising, most especially critics, even the opposition. They are demanding for, investigation, total investigation, independent investigation that, will not be, influenced. So these are the issues. Firstly, the chief of staff to the president should step aside.
Should resign?
He should step aside. Should resign first. Then investigation is carried out properly. He cannot, occupy that office while investigation is still ongoing.
All right, thank you so much, Jude. Because of time, let's quickly rush over to our next newspaper this morning, The Guardian. I'm sure that, yes, just for those watching us, today's conversation is actually centered on this controversy. So you do want to stay put and be a part of the conversation this morning. All right, let's move over to The Guardian newspaper this morning. And on the front page of The Guardian, U.S. pledges close scrutiny of 2027 polls amid CPC designation. Yes, a country of particular concern is what they have designated Nigeria as. So the U.S. government is pledging to closely monitor, scrutinize the 2027 polls. And just by the side, 8.8 trillion naira off budget. Atiku Haruna seek probe as Obi demands Tinubu's resignation. Report alleged 500 billion naira offer to split South African votes false, baseless. That story can be found on page 3. And the big story on The Guardian this morning, U.S. IPO drives tests Nigerian fintechs, governance, compliance, strength. U.S. IPO drive tests Nigerian fintechs, governance, compliance, strength. And just below that story, by the way, the big story is on page 6. Just below that story, let fuel prices reflect present market realities. Yes, let fuel prices reflect present market realities. If you watched the show on Friday, we spoke. Is that enough? I'll leave you to answer that question for me. All right, and the last story I'll be taking on The Guardian. CEO, Chief of Army Staff assures ongoing operation to rescue all your abductees. All right, so that's the story on The Guardian. Now let's quickly move over to newspaper this morning, which is the Nigerian Tribune, and I'll be taking it together with this other newspaper. All right, just before I move over to the Nigerian Tribune, let me touch on this conversation, Jude, quickly. U.S. pledging to closely monitor our election 2027, change election come 2027.
We've been having several international bodies and boards themselves. The umpire needs to wake up to its responsibility and ensure that it conducts free and fair elections. We don't need to be closely monitored by other countries, by foreign countries, before we do the right thing.
So the onion lies on INEC.
Yes.
From the top of that story for yourself, still on the Nigerian bill, and invariably it will affect every other person, because importation, goods that are imported, you the consumer, definitely they'll put the burden on you. All right, then the top story on the Nigerian Tribune, IMF reports on budget spending sparks debate. IMF reports budget on spending sparks debate as controversy trail claims of 8.8 trillion naira off budget spending. It is misleading. The expenditure is not budgeted. Tinubu should resign, Obi says. Yes, the controversial 8.8 trillion naira. Okay, this big story there is, there's an IMF report, International Monetary Fund report, coming out to say that according to data, that the federal government has spent 8.8 trillion naira that was never included in the budget. That's what IMF report says. But the federal government is coming out to say, no, there is no such thing like that. There's no evidence to prove that that report is fake. While we have our dear Peter Obi here saying that Tinubu should resign because of that. So let me get your take on this controversies. Over time, we've heard reports from international body alleging misappropriation of fund, governance, inaccountability, and what have you. And then we've had a counter from the government. How does this place, this report and the government debunking of it, how should Nigerians draw the line on who to believe?
is it not contradictory that the government is debunking, whereas from time to time we see the anti-graft agency, EFCC, inviting several big officials, top government officials, former governors and all of that, inviting them for financial scandal, alleged diversion of public funds, and most of them are found guilty. So is it not contradictory? Is the government not contradicting itself? It's contradicting itself. These are the issues. So Nigerians, they are seeing all of these things playing out. They are seeing the looting in different quarters. So the onus lies on the government to be proactive, when it comes to management of public funds. Be accountable. Government at all levels. There is need for accountability, especially at this time that there is increased in revenue occasioned by the removal of fuel subsidy. That there is increase in budgetary allocation to local government, states, and all of that. So there is need for funds to be effectively utilized for the benefit of the people. Because when you engage in siphoning, when you engage in diversion of public funds into your personal use, it's, the confidence the people reposed in you, you are making them to lose that confidence. So government should ensure that, I must tell the anti-graft agency at this point that this is the time to, be very proactive, especially as the election approaches. You will see more of, corruption cases.
Interesting.
So these are the issues.
This is a time for them to actually be proactive. Thank you so much, Jude, for your analysis. All right, and it's with that we draw a curtain on the first segment of the show, talking about the newspaper review segments. Coming up next, like I said, is a very crucial conversation. Yes, talking about the controversy surrounding the fictitious presidential council. So you definitely want to be in tune with this conversation. Do well to drop your comment on either of the stories we've touched on this morning from the newspapers, and even from our opening stories on the Oba of Benin placing curse on kidnappers alongside traditionalists and priests and priestesses. So we look forward to reading your comments. Do stay with us.
It is that season of the year again for graduation ceremony. Are you a school proprietor or proprietress in Benin City, principal or head teacher? How do you intend to celebrate your graduates in style this season? Are you looking for professional media outfits that can add glamour to your event with a touch of class? Think no further. VOS Global Media Limited, the fastest growing online station in Benin City, has solutions to your worries and standard expectations. It is a place where education meets fun. As you begin preparation for your graduation ceremony, contact us to bring your event to life and showcase your school to the world. We render the following services: event coverage, photo shoots, photo frames, red carpet shows, news coverage, and live streaming. Interestingly, these services are rendered at discounted prices for our special school promo this season. Apart from graduation ceremony, we can also cover your inter-house sports, cultural day, career guidance events, debates, quizzes, exciting excursion tours, and any other event. We are ready to showcase your events to our vast audience scattered across social media platforms. What are you waiting for? Contact us today on 0903 710 3329 or 0802 254 7837. You can also visit us at our office at 82 First East Secular Road, Benin City.
My country people, now Vostv Nigeria be the cocoa. We dey into ogbonge news, whether na political news or political rally for your party. We stand up gidigba. Not be only that one, we dey cover all kinds of events, birthday party, wedding party, burial ceremony coverage. Graduation ceremony. We dey even do inter-sport event coverage wey go showcase your school to many people. Even if na to cover national sport. Also, for your church event, anniversary, crusade, or harvest, we get professionals wey sabi this work well. Vostv, dem dey tested, trusted, and reliable. Una fit contact us for 82 First East Circular Road, Benin City, or make una call us for this number 080-2254-7837. Make una follow us on all our social media handle. If una dey think the best, think Vostv.
Good to know that you're still there with us on the program this morning, done on Vostv. Let's take a look at the discussion segments of the program this morning. The dust is yet to settle on the alleged fictitious Presidential Foreign Intervention Promotion Council, also referred to as the Presidential Economic Advisory Council, PECS. At the heart of this controversy is allegation of fraud, allegation of budgetary questions, impersonation, and disputed appointment. According to the story, one Adeyemi Mantu publicly presented himself as the director of the said agency, Presidential Foreign Intervention Promotion Council, and the presidency. He claimed that the office of the Chief of Staff to the President, Femi Gbajabiamila, issued him an appointment letter as the Director General of the said agency. The presidency had since exonerated Femi Gbajabiamila, describing Adeyemi's claim as false, that he forged the said appointment letter and the signature of the President's Chief of Staff. But a lot of questions people are asking, including the opposition, SERAP itself, and other critics, is how was this agency able to secure a budgetary allocation of 1.3 billion naira if actually it is fake? And even how was this said Adeyemi, the Director General of the agency, was able to interface with foreign diplomats and other sub-government officials in the exercise of his duty as the DG, Director General of the said agency. And we'll be taking a look at all of these this morning. Questions Nigerians are asking about accountability. Who should be held responsible for this? And I'm joined here in the studio by our in-house analyst, Comrade Roy Oriabo. Good morning, Comrade Roy Oriabo.
Good morning, and thank you for having me.
Yes, Comrade, let's take a look at the issues that are surrounding this scandal. The presidency, we've seen the position of the presidency concerning this whole matter, and even Adeyemi himself has claimed that the said letter was issued to him from the office of the Chief of Staff to the President, Femi Gbajabiamila. We've seen the budgetary allocation as well. And the fact that the agency has an office space at the secretariat in Abuja, the National Secretariat in Abuja. What's your overall view of this issue? Let's begin.
Well, to me, I don't want to look at the matter on a sentimental level, because I see Nigerians are reacting either on sentiment or based on political affiliation. But personally, I have listened to the presidency, the media spokesperson. I think their conclusion is that the man is an impostor, that the office is fake, everything around here is fictitious, it's taradido, and it's a forged office. On the strength of that, the government has spoken. And the position of the government is one of those positions that I'm tempted to want to believe. Once the government says it's fake, it's fake. I see. Is there any other institution in Nigeria now that will prove otherwise? That will say otherwise? It's just like an institution. You went to a university and they are coming out to say the certificate you are parading is fake. Where will you take your fight to?
And we should just accept from them, the presidents, that yes, it is fake, without probing further, without.
That is what we are doing. We are probing the entire process. And I'm asking you now, which of the institutions in this country now that will now come to say that it's not fake? That's my point that's my point. That he who have power to hire also have power to fire, and he who have power to give you certificate can also have power to certify it. And the president and the presidency are not certifying what is parading, and they say it's fake. Is there anybody that will now, which institution in Nigeria now that will now come and do their investigation and come and say it's not fake? Is it you that will now come and say it's not fake? Is it yours sincerely what about? Because he is in power. Those who issue out there and say, we never issued this into you in our issue. These were fake. Where are we taking it to?
So you're not bothered about the fact that the said fake agency has 1.3 billion naira budgetary allocation.
Even when I look at the money involved, the kind of office, 1.3 billion naira for a year, that is grossly inadequate. What is it going to be doing 1.3 billion? The president of Nigeria, what can 1.3 billion do for an agency?
It doesn't bother you that the presidency is claiming that the agency is fake, and the agency has that amount in the budget, 2026 budget.
No, it's not even particular about the person parading himself as the director general.
No, both the agency,
the agency. It is good for me to even interrogate the entire process. My little research showed to me that agency is not new to us. It was even founded by the last administration, President Buhari. He founded that. But since for some time, that agency have been moribund, maybe as a belief, because the president also have another, he came up with another economic management team, which also have another name. Then somebody somewhere must be able to reason and say, okay, what happened with that money? How does that money now come? But when I look at the volume of money involved, it was not so. It's not the money that I'm very bothered. But the point I'm making that is quite very fundamental is that as of today, the government is saying it's fake. I don't think whether there is going to be any other authority in Nigeria who will be able to say otherwise. That is my own concern about it. But it's disheartening, it's disappointing to know that an organization that is fake can also have money, no matter irrespective of how little the money might, as far as I'm saying, no matter how little is the money. But it's disheartening that such kind of character can even, while I was told that they have office at the Federal Secretariat, which is exclusively reserved for government functionaries. I was not told that there is a meeting where he have also interacted with some foreign diplomats. I was told that he also have an engagement with the EFCC chairman at the time. I was told that he also have an engagement with the deputy speakers of Rep. When you do all those collaborations, once as a Nigerian, I am bothered. It shows to me that it appears we are not good. We are stranger to details in this country, because I see no reason why an organization that have observed all this protocol, have performed these rituals, will now be fake agency. That's my fear about the whole arrangement.
This organization has existed for about a year now. The presidency is claiming that it is fake, whereas it has an account with the Central Bank of Nigeria. Does it mean that, he infiltrated the presidency and at the same time infiltrated the Central Bank of Nigeria? I mean, they said he created 34 bank accounts which he used to collect funds from different agencies. I mean, how worried are you when you hear that it is fake, but yet has an account with the Central Bank of Nigeria, the apex bank in the country?
I just told you now that research shows all that. That agency is not a new agency. It was very formidable under Buhari. It's not a new agency. It was very formidable under Buhari.
It's not a new agency, but the presidency is telling that it never existed.
It never existed under the present administration. But this name was there in the last administration of Buhari. And one can also be tempted to believe, maybe as at that time there was already an account between the CBN.
That was not the position of the presidency. That Adeyemi created the account with forged documents.
Can individual create an account with CBN? You know, these are the points where some of us are bothered.
But you just told me that we should accept the position of the federal government of the president.
Let me use that word. That's the reason why, because we are helpless, we have to believe. We have to believe, even when they are lying to us, we have to believe it. Because at today, there is no institution that is coming in this country that will not say otherwise. Who is going to? It's fake. There's nothing anybody can do. It's fake. At the end of the day, the CBN will also say, he came with fake documents, and who are we to not to open it for him? Anything he's doing,
all right, sir.
It's not to support the government. It's just as you have been pushed to the.
With all of these allegations, counter allegations, denial, refuting, and all of these, what does this incident, what does this say about governance and institutional oversight?
One, I have told you before, you have to listen to me, that Nigeria does not pay attention to details. We don't pay attention to transparency. It's just we are stranger to accountability, transparency, and details. And that's the reason why we are saying what we are saying. That a national assembly that is constituted at the Senate level, we have more than 9 senators. The Jews, that this organization, this agency is fake. Are you not telling me that the National Assembly does not do an offer of a deputy speaker with this man?
Picture
on a visit, that first visit have the correlation of a government official. He did not go there as Matthew. He went there because of the position he was occupying. Is that not enough for you to be bothered? All of us to be bothered. Is that what kind of government are we running in Nigeria? That a man can just, with Nigerians who are watching and listening to me, the fake I'm subscribing to as Nigeria have made us to believe, is because we the followers don't have any other thing to do. Because at the end of the day, no matter where you push this matter to, they will still come back and tell you that it's fake.
All right. Now, beyond the individuals that are involved in this case, now let's take a look at a broader aspect. Do you see this case as a case of alleged personal misconduct, institutional failure, or both?
Institutional failure is there, which you can't run away from. In short, institutional failure is even the institutions are up to date. We will not be thinking about a failure agency. We will not be thinking that an agency have been fake and one man there will be parading himself. It's because we are not doing what we are supposed to be doing. How do you appropriate a resources, state resources, for an agency that is fake? How do you reconcile that within your team? Can you be talking to a 2-year-old boy and I have a daughter at home now who is below 10. Can I be telling her that? That the Elders Council sat and took a decision, allocated money to an institution that is fake. And instead of us to bow our head in shame, we are still talking about dragging the man to court and all the. Who is going to take the responsibility? Nobody wants to take responsibility. And Nigeria, instead of all going to be thinking ahead of what is going on, how do we get to this level of manipulation in government? How do we get to this level of deceit in government? How do we get to this level where transparency can no longer occur? Accountability is no longer an option. By now, if we are running a government that is proactive, that believe in what is doing, by now, they will be calling the chief of staff who is superintending over those agencies to ask, how do we get to this level? Even by now, the Nigeria's House of National Assembly is supposed to even inviting the person who submitted that budget before them. That budget was not spiritual budget. It don't fly from somewhere to just jump. Somebody must have wrote on the document, minute on it, before it got to that level. These are where we should be looking at. How the National Assembly, are they taking decision now? The answer is no. House of Rep, are they going to take decision? The answer is no. Who is not going to not take decision? A situation where maybe the federal government, they are now judging their own case, and you want to tell me that it's not fake? That's what total fake, my brother.
Let me ask you this. Latest concerning this issue, the latest development concerning this issue is that investigation has shown that Office of the Secretary to the government of the Federation cleared, they said Adeyemi for Canada summit. They said agency that was fake.
Based on the fake documents he submitted, then they were also clear with that.
Based on
that is the point I'm telling you. Because the Nigerian government will build on it, and they continue to build on it, and at the end of the day, this man will remain an impostor. That is important. You get it right. It not been issue. They are saying it not been issue that he was fake. They never issued that letter of appointment to him. He generated it for himself.
All right, let's take a look at the way forward now. A lot of critics, the opposition, and even Sarah, they are calling for detailed investigation into this development. They are calling for, questioning of the Senate's president and the Speaker of the House of Reps, how the agency got that budgetary allocation. They are calling for the stepping aside of the Chief of Staff to the President, Femi Gbajabiamila, for investigation, detailed investigation into the whole. How do you think that investigation should be carried out to ensure that we're able to rebuild confidence?
Who
Nigerians.
Who is going to instigate the investigation?
Who do you think should?
The government has since concluded the investigation, and that was why they said the man was fake. What kind of investigation will you be looking for?
Do you think an independent
this man has since been charged to court.
At this point?
The man has since been charged to court, and he will be arraigned
on the 27th.
Then what kind of will it not be in the court? You should be talking about investigation. Is that so? Then let us not be talking about issue of investigation again, because we have since moved ahead of that. The government is ahead.
Are you confident that the courts will do justice to this matter?
Don't drag court into this matter.
It's just a question.
Don't drag court into. I don't want the way a manner we always attack judiciary.
We are not.